six-figure online platform for education and everything, and it all started with Notion. So today we're going to be delving into how I use Notion to run our entire business and how you can have that same effect for your business and how you can use Notion. So come with me. Hello and welcome everyone. Where am I? Here I am. Great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Today we have a special edition for this live stream. I'm going to be showing you how I built out our entire business using Notion and how this allowed us to create an online education platform that now is going to be approaching six figures by the end of the year. So I'm going to show you the behind the scenes, how we run our entire business using Notion as the main component. So if you're new here, let us know where you're watching this from. If you're watching on Periscope, YouTube, and all those things. The Build a Community, you know, they're on the YouTube channel right now, so you can jump over there. If you need the link, let me know. And we're going to talk about Notion and how we're going to be using this. So if you're new to Notion, I'm going to be talking about what that platform is and talk about exactly the step-by-step how I use it to run the business and how we made it an online platform and all those things. So wanted to run through this real quick. So Notion is a very diverse kind of platform that allows you to do a lot of different things, right? And it's very simple. It allows you to create databases, pages, all of these things. And that's what I'm using Notion to do. And this was the very first page building out our business with the Build With Me show and everything with YouTube. And this is how it is, y'all. Now, the question is, how do we actually go from something like this to how we launched our Build It community? And this leads us to have approaching, again, six figures. Well, it really comes down to how we organize and how we're using Notion and all those things. So I'm going to give you the background on how we do this. And if you have any questions in the comments section below, let me know all of those things. But really, this is the nitty gritty of how we're doing this. So number one, when we're using Notion, we use Notion for all of our landing pages, home pages, and all of those things as we're going through this. Now, right here, if you look at it, it seems pretty sparse, but actually what's really powerful in the back end, we have Paperform hooked up, we have Restream, we have Outgrow and all of these things. So we're adding all a bunch of different types of content and all these things. And this allows us to have our lead magnets and all of these things. So again, our whole site, our best conversions come from Notion. Now on the back end, if people are asking, well, how did you really scale it and to start having your own education business and everything like that? Well, this is the breakdown of how we launch everything that we do. We first look at clarity, how we're going to be launching different ideas, different structures, all of those things. Then we talk about how we're going to create our YouTube videos. And then we look at what's the best sellers or what's happening in our business, how our clients want to interact or our customers, and then go from there. And also too, using this, we switched over and we have all of our SOPs for the entire company built on Notion in the back end. So, and there's tons of ways how to use Notion. So I want to just let you know there are tons of ways and better looking Notion pages than how we do it. But this has just been really effective because it's been really simple. And we basically cut out a lot of other things like Asana, ClickUp, all of these things. We're just using this as our main hub, how we're going to be doing this. So right here, we have our whole SOPs right here of what we do. This breaks down all of the things that we're doing in our business, from admin all the way to how we interact with our customers and our clients. All of this is right here in our SOP section. And from the SOP section, again, we break down how everyone creates their SOPs from their templates. And then if anyone wants to know how we do this or how effective this is, because this is really crucial, that made us grow to the company that we're at, just having these really easy to plug and play templates for SOPs. So if you want me to go into that, that's fine. But at the heart of it, if you look at it, we have our pirate ship of how we're going to be operating. And you can even see some of we don't even have websites anymore when we launch. They're all different Notion pages. So if you look at this right here, the business clarity in a box, first, we just built it out in real time. We just talked to our customers, talked to potential customers of what they're looking for. And then we just built out a Notion page. And then right here, we had a mock-up. And then we had pre-order right here for our clarity box. And then it went to our Podia account. And that's where our entire education platform is. But from there, that's where they buy. But what we found was when we were trying to sell directly to Podia, or we were doing that, it was really hard to just find the right language or the right format for conversions. The thing that I credit Notion a lot for, when we had conversations or when I would do live streams or whatever, when people were talking, I could easily just create or redo the page and send out the Notion document. People would comment. I would then have a poll. Okay, what were you willing to spend? And then we just started launching. We started launching products like that. And this is like the top of the funnel of where we started coming up with different products at different price points, from $49 all the way to $10,000 a month. The same exact formula, all with Notion, no, fancy funnel or anything like that. It was all done on Notion documents. So I'm going to go through the breakdown of how we did it and what we teach our students, and then go from there. Oh, I thought I had notifications. I'm just getting Slack notifications. Okay, cool. And if you have any questions, remember, down in the section down below, if you're watching this on Periscope, you're watching this on YouTube, whatever, just let us know. We'd love to answer any questions. So we're going to go step by step. So for us, when we were using Notion to first validate what we were going to do, we actually just had sessions, and I would just build out the exact live streams or what people were looking for. And I would go through different PDFs of what we wanted to have in the course. So right here was turn your idea into reality. We went through this walkthrough of how to launch a product, an MVP, using different tech. So if people are familiar with AppSumo, those things, we were talking about how to use this. And then afterwards, I would now have this as, hey, if you want this, opt in, and we'd have them on the list right off the bat. And so we could create anything we wanted with Notion right off the bat to test different ideas. The next part is, after we went for how to validate your idea, we saw that a lot of people just didn't have the right kind of worksheets to then learn how to sell live streaming or sell when you're trying to test your idea. So then we built out another pirate ship model that taught people how to go about and get feedback to launch a product. And so we did this with another Notion document. We saw if people were interested, went from there. And then afterwards, we had a full swipe file that they could use to validate their idea. And then after that, then we went and launched the business clarity in a box. So one thing at a time. We first went through how to validate your side hustle in an hour. Then we brought down the pirate ship, and then we had business clarity in a box, and we saw if anyone wanted that. And then we started, again, price testing, putting it right there on the page. And because, I don't know what it is, I think because it's so clean and it's just so minimal, it actually worked with us when we were trying to launch our first product under this new brand. And we had a lot of success, and that's how we built into the Build It community. Also, too, when we were working on what the community looked like, we actually had the homepage, again, a Notion document, and we started to experiment. Okay, what do people need? A free trial, 7-day free trial. What are they looking for? Are they trying to figure out what to do with tech overwhelm? Are they trying to figure out a side hustle? We did all of this and just had links out to different forums, all from Notion. And this has been our highest converting page. Like, honestly, we've had WordPress pages, we've had ClickFunnels, all of those things extensively on WordPress and Elementor, but these converted really well. So we just started running with them. And again, all we did, if you look at it, this is just a Paperform that we just embedded, and this just went off. So again, we had that. We had the different links of doing remote work, and then our top 5 shows. And from there, we got 1,900 signups from these pages. And so we had the links to these pages, and then we put it on our YouTube channel. And then from there, we got them in the funnel, and then we made an offer for the Build It community, either for being a community member or to get consulting one-on-one to help you scale out your business. Still being part of the community, but again, having that premium. And that's how we did it. That's how we did it. All, again, validating, starting with this Build With Me Notion page. If you see some of our very first videos that we've ever put on YouTube for the Build With Me show earlier this year, honestly, it just started with this section and this opt-in, and then it would just be, a link to the upcoming episodes. If you're in the audience, Nyota, Erica, Mark, you already know you were one of the first ones to really engage with the content and everything like that, and we thank you. But like, that's how it started. And then every single time people wanted something, we just added more and more documents. And then from there, we built out over 75. How many shows do we have? I still have to update it because there was just too many that we had. But let's see, before we lost count, like 72. So we built out 40 episodes in 40 days. And then afterwards, we just kept adding. And all these are just different documents, different Notion pages. And then we saw what worked. After reviewing certain projects or certain platforms like Dub, Paperform, we just went back and saw which one was the best, how did they perform, and then we rinsed and repeat, and we went from there. So again, the reason we're going over this, how we constructed, you can ask me or anything like that, but I would say the best value why we had Build With Me or why we started using Notion was coming up and really just moving fast with a lot of our pages and seeing what worked and what didn't work without the constraints of trying to build a whole website, rethink things, whatever. And like, this was like the no code cookbook. Oh man. Oh, Joe, you're in the audience. Thanks for being here. How do I know this? Because this is all I do, man. This is all I do. I review tech tools. So that's the other thing. The reason I started this one was I would review a lot of AppSumo tools. So I've used over 450 of their tools. So then I was like, you know what? Let me just start doing episodes of that. And also too, from our book that we used as well, the 100 no code business ideas. This honestly, this is coming out with AppSumo and all these things. It all came from just doing the show. And then we released it. We put it on Amazon, became a bestseller. There's a whole YouTube episode about this. And we just used it from a PDF from Amazon. Like, honestly. So as we're going through this, and I forgot to show you the other side. For our workspace, you can see all the different projects we just did for the last 6 months. They're all consolidated here, right? So just all the different projects that we were doing. So now that we're in the pirate ship phase 2, that's what I wanted to do this video to show you, okay, after all the things we did, how did we start working on this? Like, everything comes back down to Notion, how we move really fast and how the team reacts. And so I'm going to show you just an idea of some of the stuff we're working on our YouTube videos and how we use, again, how the team works and how we're talking about different projects and everything. So by using repurpose.io and using Notion, we found out that our content does well in 4 different ways. Either us doing videos when we're reviewing the podcast, My First Million, when we're just doing business ideas like pop culture ideas or what's happening, trending. We do tech reviews or tech walkthroughs, and then like the Build With Me live shows, like what you're watching right now. So how do we break down all of those things? Well, the team right here comes in, and as I'm building out different things, they're already getting the thumbnails, and by the SOPs, the standard operating procedures, they can see what we're going to be working on. So I'll show you exactly behind the scenes of like what we're going to do later today, so you can see actually how we're using Notion and how this changes our business. So right here, we're going to do a business idea based on pop culture, and this one's off of the Queen's Gambit, so the Netflix show, right? So right here, I was trying to figure out, okay, what was I gonna do with the show and everything. So what I did was first I went to Trendly. Shout out to Justin, always bringing stuff. So right here, I'm over here and I'm discovering what's popular. So like dopamine detox, chocolate. Yeah, what is this? Let me move my stuff. Chocolate, collagen, PSA grading. So like I'm thinking about how can I build a business around these things or like trends. But I can also like search for very specific one, right? So I'm going to be looking at learning chess, something like that. Now the reason I'm doing this is I know that the Queen's Gambit is one of the highest ranking shows on Netflix right now, so I know I can get a bunch of traffic, and I'm going to be using this in the Notion document. So right here, I'm looking at the trend of learning chess or what's happening. So right now, learning chess is a big thing on Google and trends. Okay, it's saying the 12-month average, what's happening. Okay, there's a huge amount of growth. Okay, down here also, it's telling me what's happening in real time, like, or just trends, related searches. So learning chess, how to learn chess, and we can see this spike right here that's really happening. And there's a whole other article right now, but it's really going fast because of the show's popularity. So what I do is down here, scrolling down, if my computer is not frozen, I've got a lot going on. Let's scroll down. Sometimes it gets a little emotional, but I'm going to scroll down in a second. So, oh, it's propagating. Hold on one second. So as I'm going down here, I'm going to be looking at different businesses or products that people are talking about in the US with learning chess, right? So I already see these are the words. And look, Gambit is one of these words that are coming up in searches a lot. And then I can see right here, Corey, chess, learning, play Gambit low, but high is chess and learning. Learn how to play chess. Top Amazon queries, learn chess the right way, learn chess for kids, learn chess book. Okay, so what that allows me to do is think about, learn chess set. Okay, so this allows me to see what kind of products I would use or what I would tell someone how to build a business around what's happening. So I go back to my YouTube section right here. I'm thinking about how can I build a business? And I'm trying to also think about the thumbnails of what our team's going to be using for this upcoming video. So right now, I see that people are learning how to play chess. I see people are looking at books, looking at chess sets, and then going from there. Okay, so right here, I'm going to do a post about learning how to play chess. The reason I'm saying this is, and what does this have to do about building a business and all these things? The main way that we get more students and we continue to go in the right direction as our company is finding different ways how to brand, how people can start their own business, and how they can do it very quickly. So I'm always looking to get on trends for more people to find us in natural search on YouTube. So I'm doing this research here, and then this will allow our team to build better thumbnails, which will increase our CTR, which is our click-through rate, which will allow us to have more subscribers and everything like that. So right here, as I'm trying to think about what would be catchy, I'm also thinking about what should be in the title, what's happening. So right now I'm saying learn how to play chess. Also too, I think Queen's Gambit, there can be custom chess boards. I think there can be chess lessons. And I'm going to see what's on Etsy and what people are selling on that as well with the Queen's Gambit. Now, you can do this with anything. I mean, we're going to do another show next week about Mandalorian and how people are selling this. But look at this. Someone sold 980 sales of the Queen's Gambit stickers. Stickers based on the show. Now, what they're doing is they're using phrasing from the show and pretty generic, pieces, chess pieces, and then they're selling this. 900, who would have thought people were selling 980 sales of this sticker pack? And not only that, they can easily do third party and just have a provider make this, and now they just make a cut. They don't have to do much for it. So right here, business ideas based on pop culture, and what I would do is, number one, I'm going to talk about three ways to build your brand with Queen's Gambit. The Queen's Gambit. So right here, I have an idea of, I'm going to suggest, if you want to do this very quickly, create stickers that has to do with the association with the show. If you're having trouble, you have no idea what the show's about, you don't understand what's going on, you can join a subreddit group. You can start getting fans tell you what they're looking at, what they love about the show, then create stickers around that. The second idea that I would have is how to create a chess book. Well, I would go to the public domain, look for chess books that are in public domain that you can reprint and sell. I would do that. And then the third one is I would make custom chess boards. Again, this would be not as profitable because you would have to actually have, you had to buy the boards, get them customized, all those things. But you could actually do that at a premium. So those are three different ways how you can start selling, right? So again, this is just one way that our team, we can all be on the same track. And right here, when they're ready to create thumbnails, they already see all of my walkthrough of different things they could be using, different images like Etsy, different things like that, so they can be ready to put this video out. This is just one way that we use Notion, right? I'm just walking you through our process from the top of the funnel, what's working, which is our YouTube content. But this is how we use Notion. And there are tons of different ways people are using Notion. You can find it in the subreddit group. You can be on Twitter and see so many people using Notion. But this is how we're doing it. Now, some people are asking, well, how does this translate and make it onto your education platform? Everything that you see right here, different lines, different what we're saying, what we're adding, was tested on either the Clarity page, let me bring it back up, either the Clarity page or the Build With Me page, as we're seeing how people interact with the content. Then we take it and then we put it on our Podia page. And usually, instead of just having it on the Podia page, we're linking out from our Notion page, just like Business Clarity in a box, then we're going there. And also, too, this is just a trick that we use. A lot of times we do personalized messages. So we use Dub, we use other programs, you can use Loom, and we actually make personalized messages for ones that join or ones that are interested, and they say, hey, I need help with business clarity. I actually send them this document, and I just send them the video, and I walk them through why I think this would be great for them. And then I'm like, hey, the link's right there. Go buy it. They buy it. This conversion on these Notion pages have been the highest we've ever had. And it shows the testament's there because our open rates in our emails are over 33%, 10% click. I attribute all of those things by being able to have clear messaging on Notion and being able to drive them at the top of the funnel and then get them on the email list and then be able to have a larger conversation. Now, I've been doing this for several years and been using WordPress, all of these other pages. To me, I haven't had a better experience than using Notion to validate ideas, keep things very simple, and then getting to the point and getting them to where they need to be. And again, if anyone wants to see it, I can talk about it. You can let me know in the comments and everything like that. But I mean, we build in public. You see this all the way from March. We literally started with this page, started with 3 lines, and then we just went from there. So let me know in the comments what you want to see more of when we're going through this. If not, I'm just going to keep going with what I'm preparing for the rest of for the day when we're going through this. But again, this is all based around how you can get the most out of Notion, how you can be using this for your business. So I'm just going to keep exploring and talking about what we're doing step by step. And if you have any questions, let me know. So we already talked about how to validate your side hustle. The next one we're talking about is, the template. Oh yeah, I forgot. The template content strategy. This has pretty much been our favorite. And I'm going to show you the 2 different ways. So we've done this tons of different ways. We've done this with Miro. We've done this with all different platforms, but the one on Notion has been by far the most effective. This is actually how we teach our students in the class how you go out and get noticed on podcasts, how you get booked for conferences, all of those things. This is the exact step by step. Like, I have no problem showing you this. This is what we do in class every day. Now, I do not have Red Bull this morning. It's a little bit too early. This is an early stream, so I'm not drinking Red Bull right now. Okay. Let's go through this. Okay, so if you've used Miro before, this is how we actually build out our content. But we found where a lot of people felt overwhelmed by this, but this is actually breakdown of how we do it. But I'm showing you what we're doing over here and then how we brought it to Notion instead. So right here, this was actually how we break down all of our content step by step throughout the year, and this is the workflow. Starts right here, it goes all the way down, and then we have a whole breakdown of our content this way too. If anyone wants to see the zoomed in version, I can. But bottom line, we brought it over to Notion instead, and this is converted so much better, and our students have had such a better success. So when we're building out the content, we go through what are we trying to do for the year, the overall narrative of the business, what are we trying to do, and what we're doing right here is showing off the narrative of what you want to be known for and what are people saying about your business. Because usually there's a disconnect. A lot of people feel like, well, I want to be known for this, but is your audience saying this? As we're going through the content strategy for our students and as they become more prolific throughout the years, we make sure that they can clearly see this is the narrative they want to be known for, but this is what your audience is saying right now. Can we reconcile? Can we find a middle ground, or do we need to lean into what people are perceiving you as? Now, as we're going down here, we have the gamer model, which is our content creation. And this allows us to have our lenses, who we're talking to. And we break this into 3 different ways. We have our test topics, our top storylines, how we get our lead generation for our clients or ourselves, the conversion points of how we make money, and then going into the product suite. So we break all of this down. Again, we used to do all of this in Miro in Google Sheets, but this has been so much more effective when we use Notion. After we go through this, then we go through the PR tour. So this is truly, as you're seeing how we do our content, we teach our students how to do it the same exact way. Our PR tour is teaching them how to get on podcasts monthly, how to get monthly features in written form or blogs, and how they do joint ventures, and how they do their weekly content. So this is broken down in all of our PR tour right here. And then down below, we have them fill out their assignments. And this assignment, it usually takes them about 6 months to complete. Some people can complete it. We've seen as little as 2 months. Some, it takes them a year. And we break down all of their assignments. And again, we either do it done, we do DIY, do it yourself. We have done with you or done for you. And that's what we do. Our entire business doesn't matter all 3 levels of our business. Do it yourself, where people just buy our courses, buy different things. We give them the same exact material then if we do it done with you, which is in a group setting, which is the Build It community, the mastermind, and then done for you, where we actually have a project manager and all of those things. Everything that we give our clients are all the documents from Notion. Before we'd have all of this signing and doing all these things, everything lives in Notion for us to get things done. We mark down what's happening, how we're being affected, what's happening, the projection, all these things are in Notion. So it's really streamlined our process. Before, again, we used to be in Miro, and then we had to have them go through all of these different sections. We're trying to give them the walkthrough, tell them what to do. Nope. Now all we do is use the content strategy on Notion, and then we go from there. Yeah. Also, let's break down. I got one last thing too. Well, a couple more things. But if we look at the pirate ship, from the pirate ship, let me go back. I'm going to go Pirate Ship version 2. We're going to go to Clarity. At the bottom, we have the MVP 10-day Clarity Challenge, or the planner. And then right here, we map out exactly what they're going to be doing day by day, and they can just click and let us know when they're done. And then again, congratulations, they let us know, and then they join the other section of the group. Everyone, we just duplicate the pages. Now again, like I said, there's a lot better people that have a lot more beautiful, Notion documents, than me. But this is how we have cut out everything else in our business to streamline where everyone is. And then as we need more help or we have more freelancers, different ones on the team, everyone is accountable to update the SOPs and to create more SOPs. And the way that we do it is we use this simple SOP creation manual that I took from someone else. I think it's Megan Mins and also Mariah Cause took a lot of their ideas, and also Hustle and Flowcharts, and then took that and then we made this form. So what does this look like and why we're using this? Nice. I just got my new notebook in the mail. This is awesome. Good times. So what this looks like creating SOPs. Number one, we have a 1-sentence summary, purpose, and importance. So this allows everyone on the team to clearly understand why we're doing this task. And also we have this section where it's the importance. We put a real dollar amount. So if someone messes this up, myself, anyone on the team, there's never an instance where people are like, I didn't know that this was actually important. Everyone knows from the jump when they're doing an SOP using this document how important this is in our company and what we can do. Then here, this allows us to have the resources, the screenshot, the task list of what you're going to be doing. This gives you the step-by-step written instructions along with the video walkthrough, and then also too what you're graded on, which is the completion checklist. So a lot of times you just go through this, and then every single time there's an issue or something like that, you can just check, are you your completion list? Are you done? Can this be in Nimbus as well? Yeah, I don't see why not. I'm really big on one thing though. As long as it helps you stay organized and you like the workflow of that platform, you can get it done. Yeah. How do I say that? Paxit? Yeah. So if you want to use Nimbus, by all means. By all means. I just use this one just because all of our other systems are all here. But yeah, definitely. As long as you can keep organized. Same thing goes with Nifty, Nifty PM, and others. Whatever keeps you organized. Squid Hub, etc. And then once you have this section, now when there needs to be more SOPs, other different ones in the company can share those SOPs with the person. And if there's an SOP that's missing or someone's like, wait a minute, we haven't considered this, right? So we have matchmaker outreach, blog posts, AppSumo video creation, live video processing, YouTube thumbnail SOP, ConvertKit landing page SOP, website creation, creating YouTube videos, uploading and optimizing. So it just goes down, down, down. If there's something that's missing, we just have someone else that is in charge of that, usually our project manager. But if there's a freelancer that is like, hey, we're missing something, we ask them to create the SOP, and then we ask them to have 2 other people try to perform that same process and see if they need any help with it at all. The reason behind it is sometimes I might feel like it's perfect, but unless someone can perform it at a high level without me being engaged with them over and over again, there's problems, there's cracks, and we need to add more steps or add more videos. And that's why we have one person create it. Then we have one other person try to go through it themselves, add anything. And then we have that next person give it to someone else that is not attached to the very first person at all. We don't even tell people who created it. And then we go from there. And that has really helped our business because that has shored up all of our SOPs. Because before, if something wasn't done, I would just jump in and try to do it. But guess what? That bottlenecks, and, if I die, get hurt, lose both my eyes, one of my arms, like this has to still keep going. Like, I had this conversation last week with my wife, and I was like, yeah, if I have a stroke or something, I'm creating this to be such a plug and play system that if no one ever hears from me ever again, this could keep going. Now, of course, we'd have different hosts of the show and stuff like this, but like there's no drop off of what's happening in the community, what we're providing, what kind of content we're putting out. Everything is all written out. So at a drop of the hat, if I have to leave, if I get hurt, if someone else has to leave the company, whatever, everything is streamlined. So I really, and Notion is great for this, but I would encourage you to write out whatever business you're trying to create or whatever business you're running, to try to basically separate yourself as much as possible and see what happens. See how, tightly, how good is the ship when you got some water in it, right? How tight is that? And again, all with Notion, we've tried a lot of different platforms. So Paxik was talking about Nimbus. Yeah, you can definitely try that. I encourage anything, but what we kept coming back to over and over again was Notion. Excuse me. And I mean, we've used everything. I mean, we've used ClickUp, we've used Asana, Basecamp, let's see, Monday.com. Yeah, we use Nifty. We've used a lot of things, and always back and forth. We just always keep coming back to Notion, and that's what our team has enjoyed. Really good question. So that's how we basically make sure that the ship is going in the right direction, all of those things. And again, I forgot to show you. When we're testing out different ideas or different landing pages, all we do is just spin up a Notion page. We don't make a full website or anything like that. For SEO purposes, we go back and then, catalog and do certain things on our WordPress site. But for the main sections, we really don't. Like, say, for instance, the 50 businesses for my first million. From that, this is probably one of the best conversions we've ever had. And right here, we just had, again, a variation of the homepage, but it's like, my name is Doc Williams. Sign up and get 100 business ideas. You can start in 1 hour with no code. And then we just went straight through and we provided all of the 50 business ideas, how we did it, what's going on, all of those things. And this is probably one of our best ones that we've done. It's just on a Notion page. Really simple. If you look at this is the opt-in from Paperform. Then it's linked to our CRM, which is ConvertKit. We're off to the races. But we noticed what was working, and then we took inspiration from Trends VC and Trends.co. But if we look at Trends.co and Trends.vc, look at how easy the pages are, or how simple they are. Let's take a look. I have way too many pages. Okay, right? I think Drew changed it slightly, but it's not that big of a deal. So right here, join 30,000 founders discovering new markets and ideas. Save 1,000 hours of market research with a 5-minute report. So the value prop, what you're getting, get your reports, sign up. And then if we look at the same thing with Morning Brew and all these other ones, we modeled a lot of just the exact proposition of what you're going to be getting and then just getting your email. Before we would do giving your name, but we were seeing the conversion rate goes a lot higher if we didn't ask for the name. So again, we just switched it over. Let me switch over to trends.co. Okay, so we're going to trends.co in a moment. And they have a more extensive page, but again, the same exact thing. Welcome to the most valuable and under-discovered knowledge hub on the face of the internet. Can we get this for a moment? It's coming back. It's thinking about its life. Our trends team spends right market reports, or sends right market reports straight to your inbox in a fast, easy to read newsletter, right? Get 1,000 ideas. And then the opt-in right there. So we kind of took a couple different ideas. And the only thing is I just added a personal touch talking about what I do. And then again, what you're getting, and then join over 2,000 people. Again, just showing validation how many people are in the newsletter or plus, and then going from there. And then down below, even if they don't opt in, they can still see all of the ideas of what we talked about. And this is directly from the YouTube video. So they can follow along in all of those things as we built out the 50 businesses. And then we talked about the 50 businesses and then how we would do it. And that's probably, I mean, I'll check, but I think that made up 30% of all of our opt-ins, like in the last quarter, just by having that page. So again, it was just seeing what people were saying in the comments, building out really, really quickly. And we put up that page in less than like 5 minutes. And then, we had great success. So again, that's why I'm a huge fan of Notion. So again, just one last time in review so we see this thing. How we did this, first we had what we're trying to accomplish, what people need, and we kept seeing over and over again, it was clarity. People need this in their business. This is what they're trying to do. Things to, what do we need to focus on? Building our community, which is our Build It community on YouTube and all these things. Our best content, all of our YouTube ideas, seeing what people are doing, and then using our Notion document to build out really quick validating pages. So our MVPs are all on Notion. Then we develop them. Then we put them on Podia and other platforms after we have that validation. From there, we see what our bestseller is, which is our consulting and courses. And then what works, we know it's our YouTube content that then creates our micro business kits, our courses, workshops, and consulting. And we know to grow it is our WWE model, which we showed off before. So again, that is how we use Notion to scale our business and has really changed it. And by the way, the reason I bring this up, our business was totally different before pandemic and all of these things, what we were doing before. We were mainly a marketing agency where we had a lot of businesses that needed our services, and we were just one-on-one. We actually didn't do a lot of content, but because there was a shift, a lot of people's budget, a lot of people need to figure out what they're going to do with their own side hustle, what they were going to do in life. We pivoted, and I've always wanted to do this anyway. I was always looking to do courses, but Notion allowed me to reshape how we operate as a business and how to scale and how to be nimble, and we just find it really effective. So if you have more questions, and of course, we do tech reviews all the time. If you see we just dropped a video on ShareTribe. We're doing another video on a follow-up to Adalo. What we just do, Buddy Base, all of these things. We review tech all the time, but this is kind of behind the, under the hood of what we use. We use Notion, we use Podia, we use ConvertKit, and then we test a lot using SendFox. So you see a lot of our content devoted of what we're using and how we're using it for our clients. So again, if you're having questions on your tech, what you're trying to build, what you're trying to do, have clarity with your business, let me know, because this is really the channel how we're building out content for that. Later on, we're going to be filming, talking about the Queen's Gambit. We're going to be talking about The Mandalorian, how I'd build a business on that trend and others. So if you have more questions, let me know. And again, thank you so much for being here for the edition for the mid-afternoon live stream. It seems like a lot of people are liking this. So again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.